I'm live. Hi! Give it just a second for people to show up. If you're logging in, this is going to be level 1 vinyasa flow, and so we're going to do a very similar class to what we did last week. But we're going to change up a little bit towards maybe the middle, I'm thinking. So that'll give you an opportunity to refine postures that you did last week if you were here last week. If you weren't, obviously, you're not doing that. So refine what you've already been learning, but then we're going to add in some new stuff to broaden your repertoire. And you're going to find things that you're going to love, and you're going to find things that you're going to hate. I recommend doing both. Let's see. How's everybody doing today? You guys holding up okay? Everybody's surviving quarantine, taking deep breaths, getting through it. Hi, Joy. I'm gonna give it to like 6:02, 6:03, just to give everybody a chance to log on. Close, close. Hi! And if anybody has any tips on what to do with your hair growing out when you can't get to your stylist to get your hair cut, I need that. Joey, go ahead and take a minute, because I'm taking like 1 or 2 minutes to let everybody like show up. So if you guys need to grab stuff, here's your opportunity. So you can totally go do that. There'll be breaks in the class, so don't stress that. 1 more minute, 1 more minute. Yep, I'll probably be wearing a baseball cap for the next month or so. That's going to be it. Yes, hats to deal with the mop of hair. All right, we're almost there, kittens. So I was saying before, if you practiced last week, we're going to be doing a lot of the same stuff that we did. And then we're going to mixing in some new things, so you get to kind of broaden what your knowledge is, at least with the level 1 class. Or if you're, experienced, it'll maybe give you something new or a different way of looking at it. If you didn't show up last week, or if you didn't take last week's class, then that really doesn't matter, because this is just going to be new to you anyhow. So, all right, 6:03, let's do it. We are going to go ahead and start on our mat in child's pose. So to do child's pose, just a reminder, if you're just logging in, it's a level 1 vinyasa flow class. So you will find challenge. It doesn't necessarily mean we're doing crazy unicorn, circle, soleil poses, because that necessarily doesn't get you closer to enlightenment anyhow. So child's pose, let's go ahead and start. Our knees are going to be as wide as our mat, and you're going to bring your big toes together, and you're going to sit back on your heels as far as you sit back on your heels. And you're going to just let your forehead come down to the mat, and your arms can be forward to start. And I just want you to take a few breaths here. I'm going to pick my head up so you can hear me better, but keep your forehead on the mat. And I just want you to focus on breathing in and out through your nose, nice and slow. A nice little trick is to inhale for like a 4 count, exhale for a 5 count, inhale for a 5 count. Exhale for a 6 count. But just take this nice, quiet moment to connect. Life-sustaining, yet you never pay attention to it because it's involuntary. And change gears a little bit from the rest of your day. Now, if it's uncomfortable to have your knees so wide, you can bring your knees closer together to support your torso more. If it's uncomfortable to be on your knees like this, feel free to go ahead and lie on your back and draw your knees to your chest. Take a moment to just find that comfort, and take a moment to breathe and switch gears. And then from here, you're going to go ahead and start to walk your hands over to the left-hand side. So you're going to keep your head elevated. I'm going to turn so you guys can see. You're going to keep your head elevated, and you're going to walk your hands so far to the left and so far away from your body that you can feel a big old stretch on the right side of your body. Now, if your forehead can come down to the mat, that's fantastic, but don't feel obligated. It doesn't have to do that. And in fact, you might be able to reach out a little bit more if you keep that head lifted. Good. Let the shoulders slide down the back. Try not to shrug the shoulders. And then go ahead and walk the hands back to center. And then I'm going to switch sides. You're going to walk your hands off the right side of the mat. So again, your head's lifted and you're walking those hands so far away, you get a big old stretch through the left side of the body. And being cognizant of those shoulders not hunching up towards those ears. And there's a reason for that, which I'm going to tell you in a second. You got to wait for it. You got to stay tuned for like at least another 2 minutes. Good. Go ahead and walk your hands back to center. And walk your hands so far away that just your fingertips are on the mat, and so your wrists and your elbows are up off the mat. Your forehead can come to the mat. You're going to wrap your triceps in towards each other, slide your shoulder blades away from your ears, pull your belly button in against your spine, and press into your fingers to press your hips closer to your heels. So just really big and active here in your child's pose. Good, and then you're going to go ahead and relax your arms. You're going to slide your right arm underneath your left to bring your right shoulder, your right temple, your right ear down to the mat. So again, I'm going to turn around so you can see. So your left arm's reaching forward, your right arm is underneath you. And if this is comfortable, if you don't feel any pinching, if you don't feel any discomfort that makes you sort of hold your breath, you can go ahead and bring the back of your left hand to rest on your right hip. Just relax through it, get a big stretch to the back of your right shoulder. Good, and then go ahead and extend that left arm again before you. If you put it onto your hip, you're going to press into that left hand to push yourself up off the mat, and then extend that right arm. You're going to slide the left arm underneath to bring the left shoulder, the left temple, the left ear down to the mat. Ooh. And so again, you've got that option. If you're comfortable here, if you feel a stretch but you still feel comfortable, to bring that right hand to rest on the left hip. Breathe into it. Good. Go ahead and extend that right arm long. Go ahead and extend that left arm long. And you're going to bring your knees closer together, but not touching. You're going to start to come up onto your knees. Now your knees are directly below your hips, and you're going to walk your arms all the way forward. Remember to keep the hips above the knees and let the chest melt down to the mat. Now you're either bringing your chin or your forehead to the mat. Press into the palms and slide the shoulder blades away from the ear. So the reason why I keep on saying this, and I'm going to keep my head up so you guys can hear me, is if we let those shoulder blades slide away from the ears, we're kind of tricking ourselves into a relaxed response. When we get stressed, we hunch our shoulders. But if we let those shoulders move away, we're telling our body that it's okay, we're relaxed. So we're just messing with ourselves, that's all. Good. And then go ahead and walk those hands back towards you, and you're going to find yourself in tabletop position. So this is shoulders over elbows over wrists, and we're on our hands, and hips above the knees on our knees. So this is going to be a neutral position, meaning that your spine is neutral as well. So you're not dropping your belly, you're not tucking your belly up. It's that nice middle ground here. And we're going to do a few rounds of cat-cow. And this is going to begin connecting the breath and the movement. It's also going to warm up our back and our core. So to start, we're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the hips, lift the chin, shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, we're going to tuck the tailbone, chin towards the chest, push the mat away, push into kind of like a Halloween cat arch. Good. Inhale, drop the belly, shoulders away from the ears, seat bones lift, big arch in the back. And then exhale again, tuck the tailbone, belly button towards the spine, chin towards the chest, push the mat away. Here we go, one more time. Inhale, 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 chin lifts. Exhale, push, push, push the mat away, chin against the chest. Good. And then come back into neutral. You're going to extend your right leg long behind you. Good. Extend your left arm long behind you. So we're going to do bird dog. You're going to look forward. You're going to reach as far forward with your left fingertips and as far back with your right toes. Inhale, big breath. Exhale, elbow towards the knee. Good. Inhale, reach again. Exhale, elbow and knee come together. Good. Inhale one more time. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, reach. Now we're going to change it. Exhale, left arm comes out to the left, right leg comes out to the right. Oh, balance. Inhale, reach. Exhale to the side. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale to the side. Inhale, reach. Left hand comes down, right knee comes down. Let's do one of those cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin, lift the seat bones. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, chin towards the chest. Come back to neutral. Opposite side. So that left leg reaches behind you. And that right arm reaches long. Good. Neutral spine still. Inhale, get long, 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 long. Exhale, tuck. Right elbow, left knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, reach. Get ready. We're going to exhale. Right arm to the right, left leg to the right. I have to turn around because there's a wall there. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tuck. It's like breakdancing, but just not as cool looking. Inhale, reach. Exhale to the side. Sorry, guys. Inhale, reach. Right hand comes down, left knee comes down. Let's do that cat-cow. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, push the mat away, chin towards the chest. Good. Come back to neutral. You're going to walk your hands slightly forward of your shoulders, curl the toes under, and press back into down dog. So you're lifting your seat, and your legs don't have to go straight. You can keep the knees bent here, but you're pressing your hands, you're pressing into your feet. Don't get obsessed with the heels touching the mat. If your heels touch the mat, great. If they don't, then they don't. Everybody's body is different. Good. And if your legs are straight, that's fantastic. If your knees are bent, that's fantastic. But go ahead and find that long, straight spine. That's the one I really want to see. Go ahead and shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. End it on a positive note, come back to yes. Good, slide the shoulder blades down the back. Wrap those triceps in. Press into all of your knuckles nice and flat. Now everybody's going to bend their knees. Good, lift the seat bones. We have a nice straight line here. You're going to drop the right heel down. So you're straightening the right leg, but you're keeping the left knee bent. And I want you to look at that right ankle and see if that right ankle is dead center. If it's center, you're getting into the tightest part of the calf. If it's creeping to one side or the other, you're trying to sneak away from the tight parts. No cheating. Okay, go ahead and bend both knees, lift the seat bones, get that nice straight line, then drop the left heel down. Same thing. Look and see if that ankle's center. Bend both knees, lift the seat bones. Go ahead and drop both heels down towards the mat. Good, so remember those shoulder blades move away from the ears. We wrap in those triceps and press into the knuckles. That's finding our down dog here. And if all the weight is in your arms, walk your feet in just a little bit closer to balance out the weight. And then go ahead and walk your hands towards your feet, towards the back of the mat, and just find yourself in a forward folding bend here. And you can come out of your arms for a second. Getting in those down dogs forever. You feel a lot of it in your shoulders. It's not like it's a position we hold all the time. So if you feel it, congratulations, you're human. Good job. And go ahead and let the head drop. Now you're going to go ahead and bend both knees. And you're going to grab onto your big toes with your peace fingers and thumbs. Good. Now you might keep your knees bent here, but I want you to go ahead and bring your elbows out. And you're gently going to guide your body down. So you're extending the crown of your head towards your feet. Now you're going to lift up with your seat bones. So resist the urge to jam your knees back and straight. Lift up with the seat bones. And if you don't go completely straight, you don't go completely straight. Just be okay with that. Hamstrings get tight. Some people will always have tight hamstrings. You just want to be able to move well, that's all. Good, go ahead and bend the knees, let the arms hang. Good, now we're going to step on our hands. Yes, so we're going to slide our hand underneath our left foot, slide our right hand underneath our right foot. So we're standing on our palms. You can give yourself a little wrist massage with your toes. Same thing. So you're going to let your head drop down, extending the crown of the head towards the floor, and you're going to lift your tailbone. So you're lifting your seat bones higher without jamming your knees back. If you're like me, you're getting a little bit of a tremble. Good. Go ahead and release. Now I want you to bring your feet together so your big toes are touching. You're keeping those knees bent. You're going to wrap your arms around behind you. Grab your elbows. Same thing. Here we go again. We're going to let that head drop. Extend the crown of the head down. Lift the seat bones. Good. Just getting nice and warm through the legs. And then release the arms. Bend the knees. Go ahead and bring those feet about hips width apart. You're going to walk your hands all the way back out to down dog. So good old familiar down dog. All right. From here, I want you to start to press into the balls of the feet, and you're going to push yourself forward into plank pose. So here we are with shoulders over elbows over wrists. You're pushing your heels away. Good. And the scapula, so your shoulder blades are flat on the back. Now go ahead and bring your knees down to the mat. You're going to look forward. Now you stay where you are. I'm going to show you. You're going to turn the eyes of your elbows forward. Good. And we're going to have the elbows kiss the ribs as we come all the way down. So turn the eyes of the elbows forward, bring your shoulders slightly forward of your wrists, and lower all the way down onto your belly. Good. So a little tricep push up there. Forehead is on the mat. I want you to bring your hands underneath your shoulders, and your feet are long, so you're on the tops of your feet. Roll the shoulders back. Start to press into your palms to bring your forehead and chest up off the mat. Now you're keeping your hips on the mat and you're driving your elbows back. Good. Come all the way down. Take a big inhale. Exhale it out. Go ahead and slide your hands back by your rib cage now. So the fingertips are facing forward. Roll the shoulders back. Feel the length in the neck. Start to press into the palms, and you're going to lift your forehead and chest up. You might come up a little bit higher, or it just might be different. You might love it, you might hate it, but you know what? It's over, so it doesn't matter. Let's come all the way back down. Good. Hands come underneath the shoulders once more. Roll the shoulders back. Press into the palms. Lift the forehead and chest up. Now lift your hands up off the mat. So you're pulling yourself up by your elbows. You're rolling the shoulders back, pressing the feet into the mat. Then I come all the way down. Hands under the shoulders. You're going to press back up onto that plank on knees. Curl your toes under. Press the hips up and back into down dog. Good. Remember, shoulders move away from the ears here, so we have a nice long neck. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, you can walk your feet forward towards your hands at the top of the mat and just find yourself in a forward folding bend once more. All right. Go ahead and bend your knees. Sink the hips nice and low. You're going to reach your arms up and overhead, bringing your biceps back by your ears. So this is chair pose as opposed to bear pose. I think we've done bear pose together. Big breath in. Exhale, bow forward. Good. Inhale, look forward. Now your fingertips can be on the mat, or you can bring your hands to your shins. Either way, when you look forward, you have a nice flat back with your fingertips where it's appropriate for you. Exhale all the way down. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, pull yourself up by your elbows all the way up to standing. Good. Let's keep going. All right. We're going to bring our big toes together. And so last week I mentioned the top of the mat is going to be the first third of the mat. So when you come to the top of the mat, don't bring your toes right to the front edge. You want to be about a step back. And that's so you have a place to put your hands when you come down. So big toes are together. You're going to reach your arms up and overhead. Good. Shoulder blades come down the back. Now I'm going to turn so you guys can see. You're going to go ahead and grab your left wrist with your right hand and draw yourself over to the right hand side. Good. So keep pulling the belly in. Roll the shoulders back. Ground evenly through both feet. Good, and then start if you want to. You can stay where you are, or you can rotate the armpit towards the ceiling. Big stretch. Good, inhale, come back up. Left hand grabs the right wrist. Draw yourself over to the left. Ground evenly through both feet. Option to rotate that left armpit towards the ceiling. As I always say, if it gets hard to breathe, you're doing it right. This is the only time I'll say that in a yoga class. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Good. So from the top of the mat, we're going to exhale, come all the way back down to a forward folding bend. Inhale, look forward, flat back. Exhale, you can bend your knees if you need to. Plant your hands on the mat. Step back to down dog. Good. From down dog, you're going to bring your knees all the way down to the mat and tabletop. From tabletop, you're going to step your right foot forward and just come up to standing on your left knee. So your back toes can be curled under or they can be flat, your choice. And your right ankle is either forward of your right knee or directly under your right knee. If you go down like this, you're not going to die, but I don't know who's here today, and so I don't know where your body is, so I'm going to teach you just the safest way to get into the lunge. Kind of a smart practice, you know? So again, bring the hands to the hips, and you're going to drop your hips down and forward into the lunge. Now when you're here, I don't want you to dump into your lower back. Think about keeping that lower belly engaged here. And then you can bring those arms up and overhead. Let the shoulders slide down the back. Keep sinking into the lunge. Now when you're sinking into the lunge, you're driving that right knee forward. It's a really subtle movement. Good. Big breath in. Exhale, hands come down. Bring the right knee back to meet the left. We're going to do a cat-cow here. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, chin towards the chest. Push the mat away. Come back to neutral. Go ahead and step that left foot forward this time. Come up to standing on the right knee. So again, options with that back right foot. You can curl the toes under or be on the top of the right foot. Hands come to the hips, shoulders back. We're stacking our ribs above our hips, and then we're going to sink down into the lunge. Good. Engage that lower belly, and when you do, you'll know you're doing it right because you'll feel the stretch through the front of your right hip. Good. Arms up and overhead, shoulders down the back. Keep sinking. So again, that left knee drives forward. And keep your face soft and relaxed. And breathe. Big breath in. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step your left knee back to meet the right. Curl the toes under. Press the hips up and back into down dog. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale, step or walk your feet towards your hands at the front of the mat. Inhale, look forward, flat back. Fingertips on the mat or on your shins. Exhale, bow all the way back down. Inhale, come all the way up, reverse swan dive, up, 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 hands meet. Exhale, close through heart center. Let's keep going. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive down or pray down all the way to a forward folding bend. Inhale, look forward, flat back. Exhale, this time you're going to step back with the right foot, so you're in a low lunge. Bring the right knee down. And we're going to come all the way into the lunge. So we're just going to sweep our arms up and overhead. Good. Now I choose to have my toes curl under, but again, you could have a flat right foot if you want. Hands come down. Go ahead and step that left knee back to meet the right. Let's do that cat-cow here. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, push the mat away. Come back to neutral. Step the right leg forward now. So step forward into your lunge, and we're going to sweep the arms all the way up and through. One fluid movement, and the top of the inhale is the top of the pose. Exhale, hands come all the way down. And 1, 2, 3, or 10 steps, whatever it takes, the left foot is going to meet the right foot at the top of the mat. So bring the left knee up off the mat and step the left foot forward to meet the right. Inhale, look forward, flat back. Hands on shins or fingertips on the mat. Exhale, bow. Inhale, come all the way up, 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 up. Reach for the sky. Exhale, we're going to go all the way back down into a forward folding bend. Inhale, look forward, flat back. Exhale, step the left leg back. Good. Bring that left knee back down to the mat. And we're going to sweep all the way up into the lunge. And then exhale all the way down. Right knee steps back to meet the left. One cat-cow here. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, push the mat away. Come back to neutral. Step that left foot forward now. Staying on the right knee. Come all the way up through your lunge. Arms up and overhead. Hands come down to the mat. Curl the right toes under to bring the right knee off the mat. 1, 2, 3, or 10 steps, whatever it takes. Step the right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, look forward, fingertips on mat or hands on the shin. Exhale, bow. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands meet, exhale, close through heart center. Continue with one more flow. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive down or pray down, all the way forward, folding bend. Inhale, look forward, flat back. You guys know your modifications. And then exhale, you're gonna step the right leg back. Right knee comes down to the mat. Come up into a lunge. Good, so this is where it's gonna get different here. You're gonna keep your right arm up to the sky, and you're gonna bring your left arm down. Now you can reach down to the mat and reach over with your right arm, or if you have a block or a book, blocks are nice. You can bring your hand onto that block, find where it suits you best. Reach that right arm up and over. So you're getting a big stretch through the right side of the body, big stretch through the front of the right hip. Good. Inhale, arms come back up. Hands come down. Now you curl the right toes under, bring the right knee off the mat. 1, 2, 3, or 10 steps. Right foot is going to meet the left foot. Good. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, down. Come all the way up. Inhale, 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 inhale. Top of the breath is the top of the pose. Exhale, dive all the way back down. We've got another side to do. Inhale, flat back, lengthen the spine, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, step the left foot back. Left knee comes down. Sweep all the way up. Good, so remember, you can bring that block to your right hand side as you drop your right hand. And you can press your palm into that and reach that left arm up and over. Or you can bring the right fingertips down to the mat. Again, wherever it suits you best today. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Curl the toes under. 1, 2, 3, or 10 steps. Bring that left foot forward to meet the right. Inhale, look forward, flat back. Exhale, back. Inhale, come all the way up, up, up. Exhale, close through heart center. Very good. I hope you're nice and warm. Hope so. Okay, let's keep going. So we're going to go back through the warrior postures that we did last week. And again, if it's your first week, don't worry. We'll talk about it a little bit more. If you couldn't tell already, I talk a whole hell of a lot. So you have no choice but to hear too much about everything. All right, inhale, arms up and overhead. Well, you have a choice and you could leave. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. But why would you want to do that, right? Inhale, look forward. Exhale, you're going to plant the palms, step both feet back to down dog, okay? Shoulders away from the ears, neck is nice and long, pressing all of the knuckles flat into the mat so there's no shadows. Keep rotating your inner thighs in towards each other as you press your chest towards your thighs. Now, you're going to step your right foot forward towards your right hand, and your back left foot flat is going to turn flat. Back left foot is going to turn flat, and you're going to have your toes at about a 45-degree angle, okay? So not 90 degrees, 45. So your toes are pointing slightly towards the front of your mat. And then you're going to keep this knee bent. You're going to come all the way up to standing. Because I'm nice, I'm going to let you straighten your leg for a minute. Okay. Square off your hips as much as they will. And so when I say square off your hips, you're trying to line up your hips with the short edge at the front of your mat. And the same thing with the shoulders. You're going to knit your ribs in. So it's not a hard belly, but you're pulling in so your ribs are lining up right. They're stacked right above your hips. Okay? Hands come to the hips. I want you to bend your knee and sink into the posture. Keep pushing through the back left leg. Keep pulling the right hip back. And you want to make sure that that back left foot, all four corners are flat on the mat, as opposed to rolling up on the inner edge of the foot. If you're rolling up on the inner edge, step in a little bit more. You probably just took too far at a lunge. People don't tell you these things. So pull the right hip back, arms up and overhead, shoulders back, liquid eyes, because you're relaxed and having fun, right? Right? This is your warrior one. Big breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, you're going to bring your right arm forward and your left arm back. Now, I like to heel toe my right foot so that my right heel lines up with the inner left arch. And then I turn to my back left foot to that 90-degree angle. And that's going to make it easier to rotate my hips and my shoulders to line up now with the long edge of the mat. So palms are facing down, and it's no noodle arms. Energy all the way out from the heart through the fingertips. Shoulders down the back, sink into the lunge, and as I always say, we turn our gaze forward, finger of choice. I don't take it personally if the middle finger is the finger of choice right now. And you can tell me about it, I still won't take it personally. Go ahead and flip the right hand over, left hand comes to the left thigh. Now you're going to sweep the right arm up towards the sky, and then you're going to reach back. Keep the right leg bent. Your weight is not dumping into that left hand. It's not there to support you. You're using your core to keep you upright. Now your gaze can be at your left foot, it can be forward, or it could be up at the ceiling. Find wherever's best for your neck in this given moment. Not what it felt like yesterday, what it feels like right now. Come back up, warrior two. So right arm forward, left arm back. Right elbow comes to the right knee. Pull your right hip back and under you, and then sweep the left arm forward, eventually bringing the left bicep by the left ear. So again, your weight is not dumping into this right arm. If you're doing that, come out of that shoulder. Good. Is your right thigh talking to you? Because mine is. It's still a cool conversation, but we're going to have heated words in a minute. Come back up, warrior two. Left arm back, right arm forward. Straighten the right leg. Pull the right hip back. Reach forward, 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 forward with that right hand. Right hand is going to come down to that shin, or the right hand can come down to the block. You're going to reach your left arm up. So now we're in triangle pose. When you're here, I want you to think about not curling up that right side and shortening it, but can you pull that right hip back and make length on your right side? And the second you do that, you're going to feel a lot of it through the inner right thigh and hamstring. Good, and don't let the chin drop. Don't let the forehead drop below the chin. Try to keep in line. Excellent. Now you're going to pull yourself up with your left hand. Left hand touches the back of the left hand touches the left thigh, right palm flips over. So just like we did before with the reverse warrior, but now we're just doing a reverse triangle with straight leg, which means that your right quadriceps a little bit cooler about it. But you're not dumping weight into that left arm. It's not doing anything. Come back up. I'm going to move my block. You're going to bring both hands down to the mat, step the right foot back to meet the left. All right, you stay where you are. I got to switch sides so you guys can see. There we go. All right, step that left foot forward towards the left hand. Turn that back right foot flat. So again, look for that 45-degree angle where those right toes are pointing slightly towards the front of the mat. Come up to standing. So we're going to break it all down on the other side. Left hip pulls back, right hip pushes forward. So you push into the right foot to line up the hips with the short edge of the front of the mat. Bend that knee. Keep pushing through that back foot. All edges of the back foot are flat on the mat. So remember, if you're rolling into that inner edge of your right foot, just step in a little bit more. Shoulders, hips lined up, arms up and overhead. Warrior one. Relax the shoulders. Relax the face. If you can muster one up, a smile is always helpful. No? Okay, that was worth a shot. Take a big breath in. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. So again, I walk that left foot so that the left heel lines up with my right arch, and now my right foot's at a 90-degree angle. When we work quickly through vinyasa flow, you're not going to have time for all of this, and it's not going to matter as much, but since we're holding these for like way too long, we have time to work into them, right? You're like, please stop talking and just get us through this because my left thigh. Hello. Right hand comes to the right thigh. Left hand flips over. Reach the hand up towards the sky and then back. So keep bending that left knee. Gaze at the right foot. Gaze forward or gaze up at the ceiling. But again, try not to shrug the shoulders. Find length in the neck and breathe. Come back up, warrior two. Left elbow this time, left knee. Pull that left hip back and under you. Good, so you're not sticking your booty back. You're keeping that leg under you nice and strong. Sweep the right arm forward, right bicep by the right ear. Find the length. Find your sense of humor. Good. Not dumping that weight into that left arm. So if that shoulder's up by your ear, bring it out. Come back up, warrior two. Guess what? We can straighten the leg. All right, pull the left hip back now. Reach forward, 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 forward with that left hand. Left hand comes to the left shin or a block. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. So take this moment to check in. Are you tightening up? Are you curling up that left side? Can you create length on the left side? Trying to be as long as the right. And that usually means pulling the hip back, extending the crown of the head forward. And again, you'll feel it, inner left thigh, left hamstring. Excellent. Start to pull yourself up with your right hand. We still have a straight leg. Right hand comes to the right thigh. Left palm flips over. Reach that arm up and back. Big reverse triangle here. Some nice lateral movement. And then start to bring the hands back down. You can bend the left knee if you want to. Step both feet back to find your down dog once more. Keep rotating those thighs in towards each other, pushing the hip back. Take a breath here. Good. I'm going to switch sides for y'all. And we're going to keep going. So now you're going to step your right foot forward between your hands. And you can start to turn your left foot flat to the mat. Turn your right toes forward. So now we have our feet parallel. So if you need to look up, you can see what I meant. So we're facing the left side of the mat. Our feet are parallel. Good, bring your hands to your hips. Come all the way up. All right. It's gonna get fun. Because it hasn't been fun already, right? Go ahead and bring your heels and toes out. We're gonna sink into horse stance. So hands on the hips. You're gonna bend the knees and sink down. Good. Go ahead and bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. And it's okay if you shrug your shoulders here, but kind of press into the tops of the thighs to lengthen the spine here. And then you can drop your right shoulder in and turn your gaze over your left shoulder. And you're using that manual compression of that right hand on that right thigh to get a little bit more into the hip. This should feel good, I hope. Come back to center. Drop the left shoulder in. Look over the right shoulder. Same thing. Use that left hand to create a little bit more opening. Come back to center. Hands on the hips. All right. You're going to start to bring your chest out and over, 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 over. So your back is like a tabletop here. So I'll turn so you guys can see. So tabletop. Now you could be good here. Keep sinking into it. Keep bending the knees. Keep rolling the knees back and open. If you want, you can reach your arms forward for a little bit more. Keep reaching, reaching, reaching. Nice and long here. Remember not to let the shoulders tuck up. Now either you can keep your arms up and overhead, keeping the knees bent, bring the arms back up, or you can bring your hands to your hips, bring your torso back upright, straighten the thighs. Excellent. And then from here, you're going to turn towards the front of the mat, bring both hands down, step back to down dog. Take a big breath in. Good. I got to switch for you guys. All right. Opposite side. Step that left foot forward between the hands. Start to walk the hands over towards the right side of the mat, turning both feet parallel. Good. Hands come to the hips, come all the way up. So now, last time we ended up with our heels and toes out. This time I want you to keep your feet parallel or bring toes and heels out. So a little bit pigeon-toed. It's up to you what feels right. And just know, as we move through this and I give you options, if you choose one option and you get there and you're like, no, I don't like this option at all, you don't have to stay with it. You can change your mind. You're allowed to change your mind and try something else. So you're not committed to it. This is a commitment-free zone. All right, so go ahead and bring your hands to your hips, pigeon-toed or parallel feet, roll the shoulders down the back, get nice and tall. And then as you exhale, you're gonna lead out with your chin and chest. Keep going. And then you're going to let your head eventually drop and bring your hands down to the mat directly beneath your shoulders. If your hands don't come down to the mat, block or a big pillow or a rolled up blanket. There's all sorts of things you can use to help you out here. Soup cans. Put your hands on a couple soup cans. I mean beer cans, but we're not doing that kind of yoga. Maybe for later, but it'll get warm. But you can bring your hands down to that block if you want. Good. Letting the head drop. And you have an option here to walk your feet wider apart or bring them closer together to find what is best for you here. But I want you to think about, and it's going to feel different. So instead of letting those hips drop back behind the ankles, it's almost going to feel like you're going to roll forward. Those hips are going to be directly in line with your ankles, and you're going to let the head drop here. And so as it feels like you're going to roll forward, your quads are going to activate to keep you upright because you have nice strong legs, and that's going to help you get a little bit deeper into the hamstrings. Okay? Good. So from here, you're going to inhale, look forward, flat back. We're going to stay down here, but we're going to bring our right hand directly beneath our sternum, and our left hand is going to come to our tailbone, so to our sacrum. Now get nice and long. So your hand's a little bit further forward of your feet, and you're going to roll your left shoulder up towards the sky, and that left hand is on your tailbone to make sure that your hips are level. So if one of your hips is popping up, you just need to back out of the twist a little bit. And you can either stay here, or you can extend your left arm up towards the sky, and resist the urge to crank yourself in with your right arm. I want that right shoulder relaxed. So you're pressing into the hand, but you're not rolling that shoulder in and pressing yourself through. Body gets smart, it'll do stuff. And then go ahead and bring that left hand down. Left hand comes to center, so directly underneath the middle of your chest. Right hand comes to your tailbone. Roll that right shoulder open. Make sure that you're not cranking yourself with that left hand. And then you can stay here, or you can extend that right arm up towards the sky. Keep reaching. Good. And then slowly come back down. Let the head drop. Put a slight bend in your knees. Bring your hands to your hips. Start to pull yourself all the way up, 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 up. Step the left foot to the front of the mat. Okay? So we're going to do a little balancing sequence here, which is going to be hilarious, for me at least. All right, go ahead and ground all of your energy into your left leg, all right? You're on the ball of your right foot, so you can stay here. This could be enough, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you want a little bit more, you can go ahead and bring your right knee forward, flex the right foot, and wrap your hands around that knee. Now resist the urge to pop that right hip up higher. Keep the hips level. So I throw myself off. Shoulders down the back. Good. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, bring the right foot down to meet the left. So all that good grounding energy, we're now going to transfer it to the right leg. So energy rooting you down, coming onto the ball of the left foot. Okay. And then if you want, you can stay here, or you can bring that left knee forward, flex the left foot, wrap your hands around that left knee or left shin, keeping the hips level, shoulders down the back, nice long neck. And go ahead and release that knee, bring it down. So we're going to do one more here. We're going to come into tree pose. So now we're bringing the energy back into that left leg, nice and strong here, and we're going to bring our heel to the inside of our left ankle, hands to the hips. Again, this might be just enough. There is nothing wrong with your tree pose going this far. It does not have to be elaborate and complicated. If you want, you can bring that foot up your leg a little bit. So you can bring it just below your knee. You can bring it above your knee. I have slippery pants, so we'll see how this goes. You can bring your hands to heart center. And if you want, you can extend your arms up and overhead. So if you're a tree, I'm in South Florida, or Central Florida, so I have palm tree, but you can do a Christmas tree, you can do a cactus. If you're in Arizona, it's up to you. Or if you miss Arizona, you can do a cactus. Or if you hate all these options, you can just bring your hand back to your heart. Okay, go ahead and bring that right foot down. Bring that good grounded energy into the right foot now. Start just with your left heel on the inside of your right ankle. Hands on the hips. Now you can do your arm variations here, or if you want to slide that left foot up to just below your knee or above your knee. Hands come to your heart. And then option, you can go ahead and get that big full canopy. You can go full saguaro. You can go Christmas tree. Your choice. Good, go ahead and release, let the left foot come back down to meet the right. Give it a shake. Little note, if your feet hurt when you're doing yoga, it's probably because you wear shoes and high heels all the time and you're not used to working your feet like this, so bear with it, it'll go away eventually. It's something when I first started doing yoga I noticed, so you're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just working your feet for the first time ever. All right, come back to the top of the mat. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, we're gonna dive all the way down. Inhale, look forward. And then exhale, we're gonna bend our knees and sit all the way down onto the mat. That's simple. I just like to do it pretty because I'm a dork. But you all know that already, or else you wouldn't be here. All right, go ahead and extend those legs, or you would accept it at least, or else you wouldn't be here. Go ahead and extend your legs nice and long. Your feet are together and you're flexing your feet so like your toes are coming towards your shins. Press into the legs and sit tall. Good. Inhale the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, reach out over and over. So we're just bringing the torso out. We're not reaching with our hands yet. We're just reaching with our torso. Good. And then eventually the hands can come down to the toes, to the ankles, to the shins, wherever you want to go. But keep pressing the legs into the mat and keep extending the crown of the head forward. Good. So rather than curling your back like this and desperately reaching, I want that straight back, which might mean that you're coming off of it a little bit. If you've got a strap, you can wrap that around your feet and pull your toes forward. Take a big breath in. Exhale, ragdoll. Slip the head, slouch, the shoulders, slouch. Just see the difference of how this feels. And then you go walk your hands back. Head comes up last. Good, give the legs a shake. We are not going to do reverse plank today. We're going to go straight into Janu Shirshasana. So your left leg is going to extend long. I'm going to turn my body so you guys can see. Left leg is straight, left foot is flexed. Right foot, the bent right knee brings the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left leg. So again, it can be further away, it can be closer to your body. It's just wherever you are today and whatever your hips are feeling like. Press the left leg down, sit tall. Line up your sternum. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Again, we're just gonna lead with our torso. Leave your hands where they are. Keep reaching out and over, 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 over. Keep extending the crown of the head towards your left toes, and then eventually you can bring your hands down. Good. So when you're here, crown of the head moves towards your left toes, right rib cage subtly moves towards the left leg. Each exhale lets your forehead come a little bit closer to your knee. Take a big breath in. Exhale, we're just going to ragdoll. So just flop over and just take this moment to see how your body pulls when you're not active in the posture. You're not passively in the posture. Just get this feedback. See where you are. See where it's tight. Try not to judge it. It is what it is. It's not good or bad. It's just where you are. People fight their bodies all the time. And it's just like, how can you love yourself if you fight yourself all the time? It's not cool. Walk your hands back. Be nice to yourself. All right, go ahead and straighten that right leg. Give it a shake. I'm going to turn so you guys can see. Right leg is going to be long. Left knee bends, sole of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh, inside of the right leg, wherever is appropriate for you today. Press into the right leg, sit tall, arms up and overhead. Reach out over, over, over. Just lead with the torso first, and then eventually let the hands come down. And always remember that slight rotation of the left rib cage towards the right leg. You'll feel it more through the left hip, feel it more through the left QL and piriformis. Piriformis is this tiny little muscle that is like really important for being able to walk and run. And they often get stressed out and tight, and you can get, like, it'll put pressure on your sciatica, on your sciatic nerve, and create some discomfort. So this is a nice one to get into that. Lovingly, if you do it kindly. Take a big breath in. Exhale, ragdoll. See how your body pulls. Don't worry about correcting anything. Just take note. Walk your hands back towards you. Go ahead and straighten the left leg, give it a shake. And we're going to do this one because I never do it. Since it's my arch nemesis, you get to do it too. Lucky you. All right, wide-legged forward bend. So our legs are wide, and we're flexing our feet and pressing our legs into the mat, and we're able to sit tall. So if your legs are so far that the second you lift your hands up off the mat, you roll back, you need to bring your legs a little bit closer together, okay? Sitting tall here. And as we exhale, we're just leading out with our chest. We're walking out as far as we walk out. At a certain point, you're just kind of, so they call it the finger treadmill. You're not going any further. This is where my finger treadmill is here today. Now you're going to start to walk your hands over to your right leg, and you're going to grab your right foot, your right ankle, your right shin with both hands. Keep pressing the left hip into the mat. So it might kind of want to roll up and travel with you. Keep pressing that hip into the mat as you rotate towards that right leg. Good. You're going to walk back to center. Left leg. Grab that left foot, left ankle, left shin. Remember to let that right hip stay where it is. It doesn't have to come with you. It's a little codependent, but it's okay. It can get through it. And walk back to center. And then walk your hands back. You can bring your hands behind you. Let those legs come together. Give them a shake. We're almost done. We're so close. Go ahead and come back onto your mat. You might need to scoot your booty down so your head will be on the mat when you lie all the way back down, but you're going to hook your hands underneath your knees and roll down one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. Head comes down to the mat. Good. We don't have much more time, so we're just going to hug our knees for a moment here. And we're going to do a little happy baby. So your feet are going to reach up towards the ceiling with the knees bent. You're going to reach to the inside of the leg to grab the outside of the foot. Turn so you guys can see. Inside of the leg to grab the outside of the foot, you're going to pull the knees down. Good. Keep making that spine long, extending the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Good. And go ahead and hug your knees to your chest once more. We're going to do a simple twist. So your feet come to the mat, your knees are together. You can bring your hands to your belly, cactus arms, arms up and overhead, T shape. But you're going to let both knees fall over to the left while you turn your gaze over to the right. And think about letting that right shoulder move towards the mat or move onto the mat. And that'll help create a little bit more stretch while your right knee is reaching away from you. So your right shoulder and right knee are trying to reach away from one another. Come back up to center, opposite side, both knees fall over to the right hand side. Good, left knee pushes away, left shoulder comes to the mat, option turn the gaze over the left shoulder. Hopefully you've been doing a better job cleaning your house than I have, and don't have the entire contents of a bulldog's coat on your floor to observe in this posture. Bring your gaze back up to center, bring your knees back up to center. Go ahead and hug your knees to your chest. One last little bit of love. Good. Then let the feet come down to the mat. Let your legs slide nice and long. Good. Bring your hands to your side, palms facing up. Maybe you want to shimmy your shoulders under you a little bit. Go ahead and close your eyes. And if you've got like an eye pillow or a towel or a t-shirt or a sweatshirt that you want to put over your eyes, go ahead and do so. And I'm just going to talk you into your final relaxation. So get comfortable. And then start to bring your energy, your focus, and your awareness to the crown of your head. And as you exhale here, you begin to feel the skin of your scalp relax. That relaxation starts to move over your face, and you feel the space between the eyes smooth out. It moves through the back of your head. Feel that space where the neck and the back of the head meet, and all those tiny little muscles unravel. And the skin behind the ears begins to drape back towards the mat. Feel the jaw muscles let go. Teeth separate. Tongue touches the roof of the mouth and slides back. Starts to move down the muscles of your neck. Feel the shoulders start to get heavy and drop back towards the mat. Feel the weight move all the way down your arms, all the way down to the palms of your hands. As you exhale next, your awareness comes to your heart center. You feel nurtured and content. Any tension, any constriction dissolving. Next exhale, and your awareness comes to your belly. It feels calm. Feel the muscles of your lower back lengthen and spread out. Feel your hip flexors and your glutes relax. Your quads and your hamstrings. Your knees get soft as they roll out a bit. And your calf muscles begin to melt into puddles on your mat. As your ankles relax, you feel it move over the tops of the feet, through the heels and under the soles of the feet, and out the toes as you drop into your final and deepest relaxation. You're welcome to stay here for as long as you like, or you're welcome to begin to come out of your practice, out of your Shavasana with me. So stay exactly as you are, lying on your back, eyes closed, and start to inhale through the nose. Inhale, 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 sip in more and more air, and then hold the breath at the top. Let your face remain relaxed. And then open up the mouth, exhale, let it go. Again, begin to inhale through the nose. Inhale, 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 inhale. Keep on sipping in more and more and more air. And then hold the breath at the top. Let your body remain calm. And then open up the mouth. Exhale, let it go. And this third breath. Really quickly take a moment to see in your mind's eye the person you love most on this earth. And begin to inhale through the nose. Inhale, 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 inhale. Sipping in your biggest breath yet today. Hold the breath at the top. Sealing in this breath of true love. Allowing each and every cell of your body to be replenished with it, to be reminded of it. And then open up the mouth, exhale, let it go. Go ahead and reach your arms up and overhead. Get a big first thing in the morning stretch. Maybe shift the hips side to side. And then go ahead and roll onto your side, whatever side you prefer. Bend your knees. Rest your head on your arm like a pillow. Just take a quiet moment before we move on. And then start to push yourself up to a comfortable seated position, sitting tall, eyes closed. Hands can be on your knees, in your lap, but at your heart center in prayer. Just taking this moment to connect to the calm we feel, the peace we feel. That everything is temporary, that we can come back to this place should we want to, should we need to. It's always there for us. I'm going to bring your hands to heart center in prayer. My hope for you is that you all stay safe, you stay healthy, and everybody you love stay safe and healthy. Thank you very much for sharing your evening with me. It is an honor, it is a pleasure. The love and light in me always honors and recognizes the love and light in you. Namaste. Thanks, kittens. Tomorrow night's level 2 if you want that. And I will save this and put it on my website or let it live here. Love you all. Be well. Go forth and be awesome.